Understanding and overcoming generalized anxiety disorder. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into something that affects millions of people worldwide, generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. This condition is often misunderstood, and if you've ever found yourself caught in a constant loop of worry about things that seem small or insignificant to others, you know how challenging it can be. In this video, I'm going to be taking a deep dive into GAD, sharing my personal experiences, and most importantly, giving you practical tips and strategies on how we can start to take control of our anxiety and live a life filled with peace, balance, and fulfillment. So, whether you've been struggling with generalized anxiety disorder for a while or you just want to learn more about it, this video is for you. Stick around, because we're going to explore what generalized anxiety disorder is, how it impacts daily life, and, most importantly, how we can work toward overcoming it. What is generalized anxiety disorder, or simply put, GAD? Let's start with the basics. What exactly is generalized anxiety disorder? GAD is a mental health condition that goes beyond typical feelings of stress or worry. While we all experience anxiety from time to time, whether it's about a big presentation, an important exam, or a major life event, GAD is different because it's persistent and excessive. For people living with GAD, the anxiety isn't tied to any one particular stressor. It's an ongoing state of worry that might be triggered by everyday situations, work deadlines, relationships, or even just daily tasks like making phone calls or running errands. The anxiety often feels like a constant companion, lurking in the background, making it hard to fully enjoy life. What makes GAD even more challenging is that the anxiety doesn't always have a clear cause. You might feel overwhelmed, but when you try to pinpoint what's causing the stress, it's like trying to grab smoke with your hands. It's not always something tangible. This can make it even harder to talk about and seek help because, from the outside, it can look like everything is fine. But inside, it feels like your mind is racing non-stop. The impact on daily life living with generalized anxiety disorder can make even the smallest things seem monumental. The constant worry can interfere with everyday activities, getting through a workday, socializing with friends, or even just relaxing at home. One of the biggest impacts GAD has is how it affects your ability to focus. When anxiety is constantly at the forefront of your mind, it's difficult to concentrate on tasks. You may start avoiding things that used to bring you joy, like hobbies, going out with friends, or spending time with family. It's as if the weight of the world is always on your shoulders, and it's exhausting, both mentally and physically. It can also cause physical symptoms like muscle tension, headaches, stomach problems, and sleep disturbances. These physical symptoms of anxiety can make the emotional struggle even harder to manage because your body is in a constant state of fight or flight, even when there's no immediate danger. But perhaps the most difficult part of GAD is the sense of isolation that it can create. It's easy to feel like you're the only one experiencing these overwhelming thoughts and feelings. The constant worry can make you feel disconnected from others, and the fear of being judged can prevent you from opening up. It's a lonely experience, even if you're surrounded by people. The struggle to reach out. One of the hardest things about dealing with GAD is reaching out for help. I've been there myself, feeling like I couldn't burden anyone with my worries, afraid that others wouldn't understand. Maybe you've felt that way too, like your anxiety is something you should just snap out of, or that you're somehow weak for feeling this way. The fear of being judged or misunderstood can prevent us from seeking help, even though we know deep down that we need it. We might think, what will people think of me? Will they think I'm overreacting? Will they even take me seriously? It's so important to remind ourselves that seeking help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to confront our struggles head-on, and asking for help is a huge step toward healing. Breaking down barriers. Support and understanding. Another barrier we face in overcoming GAD is the lack of support. For some people, access to mental health professionals may be limited, whether due to financial constraints, geographic location, or simply not knowing where to start. And even if you do have access to a therapist, the fear of being vulnerable can make it feel impossible to open up. But it's so important to recognize that you don't have to go through this alone. Support is out there, whether it's in the form of therapy, self-help techniques, or simply connecting with others who understand. Finding a supportive community can make a huge difference in managing anxiety. It's not about facing the anxiety alone, but about building a network of understanding people who can help hold you up when things get tough. The first time I really felt understood by someone else who was going through something similar was a game changer for me. It happened when I found an online mental health community, and I stumbled upon a post where someone described their anxiety almost exactly how I was feeling. I remember reading it and thinking, wow, they get it. It was a light bulb moment for me. I wasn't alone, and there were people who could relate to my struggles. The power of therapy and self-help techniques overcoming GAD isn't about just managing the symptoms. It's about finding a way to reduce those feelings of anxiety in a healthy, sustainable way. Therapy is one of the most effective tools for people living with GAD. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is particularly effective in helping individuals challenge their anxious thoughts and behaviors, and develop healthier coping strategies. Through therapy, you can work with a professional to identify the underlying causes of your anxiety. It's not always about the surface-level worries, it's about understanding where those feelings come from and how to break the cycle. But therapy isn't the only solution. There are self-help techniques that can be incredibly empowering. Relaxation techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and guided meditation are simple but effective ways to manage anxiety. Mindfulness, the practice of being present in the moment without judgment, can help us stop dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future events. It's important to start small, taking one step at a time. Even something as simple as taking 5 minutes each day to breathe deeply can make a difference. Over time, these techniques can help rewire your brain, creating a more balanced response to stress and anxiety. Community support. You're not alone, as I mentioned earlier. Community support can be a game changer. Sometimes, it's not enough to just talk to a professional. You need people around you who understand what you're going through. That's why support groups, online communities, and even conversations with friends or family who get it can be so powerful. Being part of a community where you can share your experiences without fear of judgment can give you a sense of belonging and relief. It helps remind you that you are not alone in this journey. Anxiety thrives in isolation, but when you share your struggles with others who truly understand, it loses some of its power. Embracing yourself and moving forward the journey toward overcoming GAD is not a straight line. There will be good days, and there will be setbacks. But here's the thing. You don't have to be perfect. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to feel anxious. The key is to keep moving forward, to keep trying, and to keep reminding yourself that you're worthy of a life full of joy and peace. When I began to accept my anxiety, not as something that defined me, but as something I was working through, everything started to shift. I learned that I didn't have to be anxious all the time, and that I didn't have to let GAD control my life. In conclusion, you're strong, you matter. So, what have we learned today? Generalized anxiety disorder is tough, but it's not impossible to overcome. By seeking help, using self-care techniques, and connecting with supportive communities, we can start to take control of our anxiety and live fuller, more peaceful lives. Remember, you are not broken. You are not weak. You are strong, capable, and worthy of love and peace. Overcoming GAD is a journey, and every small step you take brings you closer to the life you deserve. If you're currently dealing with GAD, I'd love to hear from you. Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation, support each other, and build a community of strength. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more tips on managing anxiety and achieving mental wellness. Thanks for watching, and remember, you got this.